Watoto tumezaa tuna wote yale, tulipanga mimi na wewe milele, lakini nini unanichanganya. Maisha wote wawili tulipanga, shida ni nyingi hatujakosana. Haingekuwa hivyo, unapenda upendi, mpenzi tuachane na hivyo ilivyo. Hizi sana ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go, sitaweza. Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kangupowe, I let you go, mkwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go, sitaweza. Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kangupowe, I let you go, mkwano unaniumiza. Unayempenda sana popote alipo, haitweza beli, atakula za mtu anakula zake zipo. Nipe changu na mimi nikupe chako, kama unipendi hilo ni pako. We got a lot of issues to settle, pamoja twende mseto. Love me baby, I will love you back. Scratch my back, I will scratch your back. Not this way, unapenda upendi, unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, ni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go, sitaweza. Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kangupowe, I let you go, mkwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go, sitaweza. Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. No, no, no. Tuliamua tuwe together, mimi na wewe tuwe forever. Ni yetu, mimi na wewe na watoto wetu. Tupambane shida zote za nyumbani tuzimalize now. Girl, every woman for a man. Love me, I love you, but I not what I want. Girl, this another tune than me sing over a tune and this one girl. Girl, never worry about it. Every time you come up, I'm gonna sweet it. This one, Bunny Man, I'm music, I'm Diane. This is Anna, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go, sitaweza. Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kangupowe, I let you go, mkwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go, sitaweza. Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kangupowe, I let you go, mkwano simbiling biling bang bang badang bang yeah. I got to go, let you go. I got to go. Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go, sitaweza. Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kangupowe, I let you go, mkwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go, sitaweza. Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kangupowe, I let you go, mkwano nunya. Pete ya rusini nayo kidole, nilikupenda my baby sorry, utapata mwingine don't you worry. Watoto tumezaa tuna wote yale, tulipanga mimi na wewe milele, lakini nini
ayo sanga asaka aye wane sanga asaka oga biye samu sanga asaka ayo sanga asaka hey naza dini dali jema o waye hey Michel tape jema Michel tape para que se le vuelve si que oye pio gigi para no yo ana saka na pri yo wai hey waye maman a de l'IPCA le maquis chez Ade la plus belle Kiki Dali Dieu Seigneur à ce moment ça Waya Rachel de Kibo chez Ade nous abrené gogo nyali wa banyo nyali okoro pa avec gogo nyali avec gogo nyali Stéphane Soko awa abrené nana amagre ngara gogo nyali wa Stéphane Soko ya okoro pa ayiya gogo nyali wa amana vere kasawa amagre ka vere titi ko pa vere sa seri peke ayo yige banyo ye sikre ka ma pa si la play oye la gogo nyali are banyo e koro bravo hey gogo nyali awo taba si senyo wa o are na velini paka taba si senyo wa o are na velini waye ale na yu e koro bravo abile gogo nyali lozo made jogure pamro ayo ade wa ba bere wa sabake wa ba be apawo mabani ni ama apawo mabani apara su lo gbere bayo ade na mi ka bere titi baba aja tubo apawo mabani ana mabani ana bayi bawo mabani ni agiji dali o are di o pamro pani we mabani siza fufu ade are di o ade bawo mabani ni ajayi do ade pani we mabani obe na baya dresa eba ama ade bawo mabani ama mabani waye ade bawo mabani Parlez pas de lui, mais je vous dis, c'est ça qui nous a construit. À quoi nouveau, c'est là que ici, hein, c'est bon être devant. Tu n'es pas conscient, moi je suis conscient. Asaka.
quoi où est le loin. Le bocon non est si à bobler. Nous n'y allons pas. Fino le kéra pour pas son quoi où t'as mon pain. Je que chablo là so. Quoi n'est Joja? Quoi n'est comme là ouais. Il y a tout moi si à loin. Le bocon n'est Joja si comme n'est comme là ouais. Elle ne sait voler la trouve sous nous n'y ouais là. Quoi où n'y pas son mon nom sous ta mon pain. Nous à dewa. Ara luki. Quoi où n'y pas son mon nom sous ta mon pain. Clo. Ani abliye sogo abaira Konu kwedu sialuwe Nachewe sialuwe Bombiyewe na Gebere klaluwe Sedre yokonwo Wako isi aboble la tuwa Sunga nuni wele Ipo suwa cheno kwa divwa We mwana defino sonwe ye Kamo bien do mo igwe o Kone jeje o mama Kone komewe Enwe se boble la tuwa Sunga nuni wele Mojo siawe banyo kone Wanu trouble Jamuri pote wa o loyon Juju pote wa o Konu loyon duwe Poko we dengo o Kone se bole la tuwa Suwe nu ni wele Wela nyome kumasi muwe Mwako riman juzu le ne manyonwe Monje de la yongba o Monsu ina yo Monje dia manyongba Namo wa uluwo Monje che ade yongba Namo su ina yo Wao ya luigi pote wao wala nyoma jago mu luigi pote wao atati pote wao ala nyoma kwa wede ngo kana te gbole la tu wazo wenu ni were nígbà so sogo ta mu fe o petit kefen made so wi gelo bébé Kari les asko du soir le bandi la fino Ase Idawe ma Edeodi Yala Steveri Seve le Côte d'Ivoire Mwawea Mwaboko we denwe Onete bole la tuwa suwe luni wea Ela digba suwe mloyon suta mupe o Jamuri pote wa o Peri jusu pote wa o Lipe ya mwisogo iba hindi Kowe denwe o, wakumo ye nyamuo Kowe denwe sialu wakumo ye nyamuo Njeblo yonju we baka nenje yode Ye nyongwe ye mono nenje yode Wakumo ye nyamu Mombo kowe denwe suwe wakumo ye nyamuo
Je rappelle que non José que Wanou le yondei Yusu et Chablo Delphino de Kela Le mitan et Podei Mon doudou est mon popo yabi de Rosette ne. Koko we denwe o bien ye nyemwo. Koko we denwe o bien ye nyemwo. Amante Roseline. Amante Loki o ne se ko wenyo, ne se ko wenyo. Amante Geneviève. I don't think you ne se ko wenyo, ne se ko wenyo. Ko wadani ne se ko ble. Kaino Julien. No ligio, no te poveño. Yo me joya mo bangu. Con du bruze, na bo po ya bie. Con du bruze, na bo amiga. Masino de Masino. Y esa vende aquí o ni te poveño. Aole ole ole o, aole o. Maman Diaye Florence. Son Catherine. Angèle Founé Bleka Anumba kwa dijegi yo na popo ya biwo Inana Colette Ana mwenyo Mate Hélène La de Joséphine Saona mwenyo Ole ole Aole o Yama abiga mwe evo Ah maman Taylor Petit Juzo na be kwa mwevo Ya kuiwa nae Oya kose bobe ebe danie Me bonine lo ka te mu paye o Saba de fe envoie moi Ok petit Jusuke Chabloke Te oji oba Kole yon sa tama abi mwe ban wevo Anu sengu we mangi o ne se ko wenyo Ah Julie LIBERIA. Papa Morel.
Again, folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to welcome all of you again tonight. We say thank you for joining us this evening. It's been a wonderful Wednesday afternoon. We say thank you, folks. Let's have fun here. We're here again this evening. We're going to be having some discussion here affecting our country. Safety, folks. The winter is on. So please, by this time, I hope that you guys will have all your car winterized and ready to go, just so that you will stay safe. And one of the reasons that I continue to push this is so you don't get stuck on the highway in the middle of the night or whatever. So one of the things that I try to suggest to you is to make sure you have a clean blade, windshield wiper blade. You have a fluid in there already. Hopefully by now your antifreeze is already taken care of. Another thing that I also suggest to you on the safety aspect of it is that when you're getting up to go anywhere, any part of the night, whatever time, try and take just 1 or 2 minutes of your time, walk around the car. If it's night, you want to use a camera, phone lights, so just look at it. Because if anything different, you will know and you will see it. And one of the most important things also that I try to appreciate as far as safety is concerned is that so that when you get in the car, after maybe 1 or 2 minutes getting on the highway, everything's settled down, you're settled, you're ready to go. You're in a position, okay, I'm in the car, I'm ready to go and stuff like that. Now when you're turning, and stuff like that, when you're getting ready just to get out of the car, turn the radio down and just listen to the car. As you turn from one corner or another, you will hear some stuff if anything happened with your car. Because one of the things you probably won't even realize, sometimes the power steering is low. And how do you know that? When you turn your car and you hear clang, 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 you hear that kind of sound. Not necessarily your bearing is out or whatever, but check, that might be power steering issue, and you will hear the sound. And when you get on the road to drive, turn the radio down and just listen to your car. Your car will tell you when something is happening. There's no question asked. One of the most other important things I want you to take into consideration is when you're driving, make sure you know your position on the road. Because each one of us, when we get on these highway, you have to know your position. Okay, let me just tell you this. The five, because usually you're driving on a divided highway. So the one far from the left is called number 1 lane. And so forth, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, all the way to the shoulder. The shoulder, they have inside shoulder and they have outside shoulder. Outside shoulder usually like anywhere from 4 to 10 feet. And sometimes they give you more, like 12 feet. Who cares? 10 feet. Because if they give you 12 feet, that means they're asking for their own problem, because somebody else might try to use this for a lane. So they give you anywhere from 4 to 10. But the inside shoulder usually is very small, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet the most, because they don't want you to utilize that. They want you to get off of the number 1 lane, and if any issue come on the shoulder, the main shoulder, which is the outside shoulder, the inside shoulder are used for an emergency, a serious emergency in terms of accident. You will find most of the time the police will park their vehicle, their emergency vehicle, in the inside shoulder because they know when you're coming, so they can pass you around. And sometimes they use the outside shoulder for extra lane if the situation is bad. So the point that I'm trying to make here, without me going through all of the lane and what have you, is this: you don't want to get cut fixing car on the shoulder, because other people might drive on that. Why would you even be on that? So when you do the walking around, you'll be able to see if you have a low tires, and then you can say, oh, you know what? Let me just go to the gas station, see if I can put air in it. Or if it is that bad, it's okay. Something happened. Maybe it's in the daytime. Let me just run to the tire shop and see how best they can help me out. Those are just safety tips that I'm giving you. Another important things I also want to point out here before we go on. In your car, especially winter time, folks, make sure you have blanket, preferably, maybe comforter, whatever, that will generate heat quicker. You want to have bright blanket in the car with you. You want to have water. You want to have flashlight. Your phone touch light, that's fine. But what if the battery is dead? And that's why you have a flashlight in the car that you're not going to use all the time unless in case of an emergency. So you want to have a flashlight that have a fresh batteries in it. Okay? And one of the reasons that I'm suggesting these things because you never know what will happen. We're not God. All we ask is for God to bless us, for God to guide us, give us blessing. And then the rest of it, we'll try to work it out. But you don't know what will happen tomorrow. You don't even know what will happen in a few minutes from now. Because you're not God. And because of that, you always want to have faith in God. Because through faith, your life going to be guided by God. My God, not yours. I'm not saying follow mine. I say mine. Okay. So that's the safety tip for tonight. We want to thank God for the wonderful, wonderful Wednesday afternoon. We from work now. Let's have fun, brothers and sisters. Please join us this evening. We're going to be going on a journey that we normally don't try to go on because usually we try to stay away from all kinds of stuff because of our limitation in those areas. I'm just giving it to you as it is. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to come out here and say, I know this, I know that, this, this. No, I'll be fooling myself. So I am limited in certain areas. But in certain areas, I'm not. I'm far from it. I'm from Toe Town, no limitation, whatever it is. Samson Toe Town, that's it, no limitation. I'm telling you as it is right now. Blackwood do not have limitation. But anyway, on a very serious note, I'm going to be going into the issues. I told you here this come Monday that I wasn't quite ready to discuss the letter from the Justice Ministry to the COP because I didn't have the opportunity to even, first of all, vouch for the authenticity of the letter. I didn't know whether this was a genuine letter or just Facebook. Now that I know, okay, now that I know that this is a genuine letter, now I'm going to be discussing it because I've gone through some of them and I've done my own research from time to time. However, what I try to focus on here tonight will be the Constitution. Now, and this is where I'm saying that my information, my input here tonight will be strictly my view. And I'm going to be reading the Constitution, and every one of us can read the Constitution. And as long as you're not a lawyer, you can't pick a word and say this is exactly what it means. It might mean different something to lawyer than it is from a dictionary. So don't fool yourself. Or you get the word, you define it in the dictionary and think that this is the word, this is according to the law. No, far from it. Unless you have your training in that area to recognize certain phrases, to recognize certain words, group of words put together. As a lawyer, you know what they mean because you're trained in that area. So share my video and let's have fun. That's Dr. Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia, folks. Let me just play the other video here very quickly, and then we're going to go on to the issue here tonight. And I'll continue to play this video. This is a video of Dr. Weah during the election.
Let's make sure you do that same thing for you so you can hold. You know what it is. I don't need show the road. You must stay. We're going to junior that before. No, I beg you.
the German system will live over. I think it's finished. Salome says it's not done.
Let's make sure you do that same thing for you can hold. That will hold the stage. No, I don't need shoulder go. I need my stick. We're gonna junior that before.
There you have it, Samson Tour. LIBERIA Public Radio, there you have it, folks. Let's go to the main subject matter here tonight. And the subject matter here is the main topic here we're going to be discussing here tonight. I told you guys I was not quite ready the last time, and it's been on for quite a while now. The Liberian government, through the Minister of Justice, according to the paper, have denied the We Are Step Down campaign permit. For me, I'll just give it to you straight. But anyway, that was Dr. Weah during the election, and I tried to play that video to remind all of us what some of the things Dr. Weah went through and was elected by 61.5% of the population, eligible voters. Okay, so he didn't just come in through the back door. You can't just get him and say, Samson told you are not. They're not Samson told there, that Dr. Weah. You can't just get on and say, Samson don't get on, go back to total. No, it ain't happening, dude. You want Dr. Weah out, there's a procedure, and we're going to go through that. But anyway, that's besides the point here tonight. I'm going to be arguing a different side on each here. So anyway, the Ministry of Justice, I'm not too sure whether they read the COP letter or they were just assuming. I'm not too sure. I really, after, like I said, after I told you guys I was going to be looking into this, and when I looked at it and read the COP letter and went back to read the letter from Justice Ministry, I'm like, okay, what's the point here? The COP didn't ask for permit, and then the Justice Ministry. Not only did they not going to deny, say they're going to deny them permit, but they went into other stuff that perhaps was not quite the time. For some reason, folks, I'm not too sure what is happening in our country. People that you think are way up, and I'm not questioning anybody's educational level here. As far as I'm concerned, these people, the Ministry of Justice, these are intelligent, smart people. But for some reason, it seemed to me the pressure on these young people to deliver can be too much. As a result, they tend to do things with mistake. Why would the Minister of Justice trying to assume and trying to bring into let's just go back to Facon. Why would the Minister of Justice cooking? He finished telling everybody, they telling the Justice Minister, COP, I'm going with cooking because Facon, that's why he put us. The COP said, Justice Minister, we want you to cook for us. They said, what you want? Then they said, but what we want palm butter. Une case meal. Justice Minister start cooking. He start putting monkey meat in there. He start putting goat meat, cow meat, all kind of dry meat, fish, everything. He start mixing it up. That's not what the people ask for. Justice Minister, what are you giving them? Maybe you got plenty of money. No, but on a very serious note. So when I started reading the Justice Minister letter, I'm thinking to myself, even though I'm not a lawyer, but this letter it's not responding to these people's request. The letter they sent, and I'm not too sure why we even go. I'm not going to spend time reading the Justice Minister letter. I'll just read the first part, which they directly copy from Article 1, Chapter 1 of the Constitution, Structure of the State, Article 1. They just copy, boom, they put it on there. That's the only one that I'm going to read from their letter because they have everything else that is written in letter has nothing to do with COP. Maybe some other people from around the country, maybe, oh, I know, man. I say, why didn't I tell them? I never told them before. Why didn't I think about it a long time ago? That my brother then from Total applied to the Ministry of Justice, and the Ministry of Justice, instead of sending a letter to me from Total, they sent it to COP by mistake. Folks, this is a very serious business. So anyway, they sent a letter to the Justice Ministry asking for protection under the Constitution, based on the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Instead, he want to cut them off and say, I know which way you're coming. I know where your guy in mind. Your car, but before you come, yeah, 18 years, let me just tell you right away, you ain't reached here, but yeah, 18 years, how you going to do like that in a civilized world? These people are sophisticated. I told you guys before, and I continue to say, the civil war is over. The intellectual war is on. And now this is one of the biggest fears that I have. If we were to fool around and slip back into whatever confusion, it's going to be worse than what it was before. Why? Because the young Liberians are so sophisticated nowadays. You can't fool around with them. You're going to have to either take them in and help you to lead, or you're going to have to excuse yourself. You can't come out of the justice ministry and try to play the kind of game Jiggins Scott then used to play on the progressive. The progressive leadership themselves were educated. But those of us that were following the progressive, we got nothing. I was just in the 7th grade. Where I know about law. So the people come, the justice minister, they come, a church thing, they come and say, y'all do that, this is what we're going to do. We're scared. But you can't scare these people nowadays. They know exactly what they're doing. You can't fool them. You have to be truthful with them. You have to be truthful with them. You can't just pour something and think that they're going to lay down and accept it. Far from it. And the more you guys do this, and that's the government I'm talking about now, the more you guys do that, the more deeper you put yourself in a hole. You cannot push people around anymore, not in Liberia. Not in Liberia, where when the war was happening, kids were in the street, welcoming bullets. Say, bring it on, bring it on. You can't fool anybody anymore. The people know. You have to be truthful. The government has the right. So many things they can do. But this is not one of them. This letter was out of place. This letter, I'm not even going to discuss it because this letter doesn't even count. It has nothing to do with COP letter. Okay? This is what the justice minister in the, and I won't even read a COP letter. I will let Henry Costa read it for us here this evening. Because first of all, he can read well anyway. But I will let him read it for us this evening. Okay? All right. But before that, folks, this is not what we have in mind. The Minister of Justice is a very intelligent person. And I will expect people like him to utilize the court system, explain to those that are in the government that are not quite up to par when it comes to the legal system in Liberia. Explain to them, because it is the job of the justice minister to strengthen the judiciary in other places in Liberia, because he's very capable, he's very smart. So you would think the justice minister would try to explain to those who, and I'm just speculating, those who trying to put pressure on him to do something, explain to them the rights of the protester according to the Constitution. You can't pick and choose out of this Constitution, because Liberian can read. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer, but I can read. And if I read, I know little words, I can say, okay, what do I mean? You who know the meaning legally, there are legalistic terms in here that you know. Then you try to bring us to power, all of us. Help us, teach us. This thing can be used as as a teachable moment for all of us that have interest in it. The knowledge that I have now, if I had that kind of knowledge back in 1979, of course I was young and there's no way I was going to get that kind of knowledge anyway. But back in 1979, the Rest Riot, I was in the middle of it. I was like, I'm killed because it's a true story. Right beside me on Camp Johnson Road. I don't want to name names. And there's a girl that watching me now. She know what I'm talking about because she was there. Because the other young men, they were both little, but this girl, she's always watching my show. I'm not going to call her name. And I always saying there was this young Bassam, there are two of them, two brothers. One was at LU, a student at LU, and the other one was just like me, grown up man. The one student at LU, he got killed that night. And in the morning, the father was carrying the body right on Camp Johnson Road. In the daytime, when we were standing up, when my brother came from the barracks and told me, people are dying. You cannot be in this thing. First, he met me on Capitol Building, on Capitol Bypass. To be specific, by maternity center over there, Capitol Bypass. I'm not talking about now, I mean a long time ago. He told me, you got to go home. Then when he met me again, he told me, you can't stay here. Go in the house. People are dying. And when they left, I was still standing there as in a group. There was an army truck that came. And this guy jumped, one of the army person jumped out of the car. Like he's strong, but he jumped. And as he stepped down, the gun went off and it hit the guy right by me. The guy went down. From there, I pick up my those eyes. I said, hey, they think enough for me. My brother just told me something happened. I went home. I was trimming. True story. But the knowledge that I have now, if I had it at that time, that very young age, first of all, not even going to get in the street. That's the first thing. Second, what these people are doing, the Minister of Justice, the government of Liberia, they have constitutional right in some of the things. But they're going, in my opinion, they're going by a wrong. I will show you here in the Constitution. COP, I believe, is a registered organization. If I'm wrong, then that's it. But if I'm right, then I will nail it. And in order for you to register anything, any part of the world, you have to go through the government. And once you register an entity, you are now telling the government, I am here to abide by whatever rule the government of this country have. You cannot register, and the Constitution addressed that. You cannot register a company or the entity or anything, political party, whatever, and then you say, I'm going to be, my rule are going to be different from that of the country. No. The Constitution addressed those things. And those are the things that I'm going to be touching on here tonight. But for the Justice Minister to come out, and this is what they wrote, and you can go through that. Say, all power is inherent in the people. All free governments are instituted by their authority and for their benefit, and they have the right to alter and reform the scene when their safety and happiness so required. This is not the time, Mr. Minister. Okay. In order to ensure democratic government which respond to the wishes of the governed, the people shall have the right at such period and in such manner as provided for under this Constitution to cause their public servant to leave office and to fill vacant by regular election. Okay, what he's trying to say here, this is the Article 1. This is the structure of the state. I'm just, like I said, don't hold me to the legal term, please. And you're barking the wrong tree tonight. Let's just go with it. I'm reading it based on the fact that I can read. So that's all that I want you to take. But anyway, and I will try to interpret it from our own perspective, not from yours. So please disagree with me. In fact, argue with me. In fact, if you don't like what I'm saying, that I'm full of it, I'm not a lawyer, I'm saying to you, just excuse yourself, and that's it. You don't even have to hear me again. Samson told Admiral Public Radio. Okay? So he's saying that if you want this, if you want to come here, then you have to go through. If you want the government to step down, you have to go through the proper channel, regular election. And this is where they missed it. When he put that up, he's already missed the mark. The people asked for security. The people asked for protection. What protection have to do with election? Then you say, but the people they want to bring the job we are done. No, like I said, you can't rush these young people nowadays. I play football. And there's a guy, when I was playing, I never played against him, I never played with him anyway. But there were a few of them. One of them, Mama Musa, Abona, Waka Heron. Those people, you don't rush them on the field, they will get you okra. Because they will dribble you, they will embarrass you. And that's the same thing here. You don't rush the young Liberians anymore. You do that. Thinking that they don't know what they're doing, you're fooling yourself. Let's listen to Costa a little bit. Folks, this is Samson told LIBERIA Public. I'm doing this here. I'm not here to praise anybody or anything else. I just want people to see. Now, I'm not going to read the government letter because, like I said, after listening to Costa reading that and myself reading it, the response from the government, that letter has nothing to, unless that letter was coming to me in Town Samson told, that I'm trying to demonstrate something in Town, and the government telling me, say, you can't do this, this is what will happen, then fine. But from the request that these people sent, this have nothing to, what election got to do with try to protect us? We're going to demonstrate, protect us. What do I have to do with? But Costa and his people are so smart that they're eating the government lunch. The sad thing is our people are suffering. This is not the time for us to have fun with government being blundered like that here. You know, people are suffering. That's a sad situation. But if it was not so, I would say Costa, and I will show you some more stuff here again about Costa and the Constitution. Okay, some of you might disagree with me, but I'm just going to point those out. Now, the Costa, for me, Costa is eating these people lunch. They can't make it. So the best thing you can do, what they say, if you can't beat them, join them. Bring Costa on board and have a discussion. This thing here, this December 30th, if it goes, it's going to embarrass all of us. If it's not only embarrassed, it's going to be painful for us. Because government also have the right under the Constitution to protect safety of anybody who they think that is in danger. So you can start your demonstration. The government can come out. Say, oh, somebody over there suffering. Because of the demonstration, the people blocking the road, somebody's supposed to go to the hospital. You can't go to the hospital, you got a roadblock. The government can come and say, you move. Somebody got to, because they have the right to do that. But I hope it doesn't even come down to that. I'm just showing you. But let's listen to Custer. Let's listen to Custer reading this letter that is sent to the Justice Ministry. And then you tell me whether election have anything to do with this. And then I'll come back. Let's listen.
But you see, folks, I'm going to say this to you, right? First of all, the letter that we wrote Musa Dean, there is nowhere in that letter did we say we're requesting for a permit. So Musa Dean was responding to a different letter that did not come from the COP. Also in that letter, there is nowhere in which we stated that we are requesting Musa Dean's permit and that we are doing a step-down campaign. We did not say in a letter that we are asking Mr. Weir to step down. Now, individual members of the COP, myself and many others have said we want the president to step down. But in our official communication to the Ministry of Justice, which we have published, there is nowhere in that letter that we say George Weir should step down. But we are saying George Weir should step down. Individually, some members of the COP are saying it, others aren't saying it. Ordinary Liberians are saying it. Most of the people are saying it, that they want the president to resign. And there is nowhere under our laws that we don't have the right to say to President Weah, step down? First of all, let me read our letter to you, the letter we wrote to Musa Dean. The Council of Patriots, November 11, 2019. Councilor Frank Musa Dean, Minister of Justice, Pine Avenue, Monrovia, Republic of Liberia. Notice of plan to hold a peaceful assembly beginning Monday, December 30th, 2019 in Monrovia. Dear Minister of Justice, dear Mr. Minister of Justice, we present our compliments and trust that this letter meets you well. On April 24, 2019, we wrote informing you about our intent to hold a series of peaceful assemblies beginning June 7, 2019. In furtherance to that, we write to inform you that another peaceful assembly is being organized and scheduled to begin on Monday, December 30th, 2019 in Monrovia. During this peaceful assembly,